In our fourth Wise SCADA lesson, we will address OPC usage. Wise SCADA supports many communication protocols internally. However, this does not cover all protocols in the world. Therefore, when you need to use a protocol not present within Wise SCADA, it is required to acquire the OPC server software related to that protocol. By establishing a connection to this external server with the OPC client interface inside Wise SCADA, you can carry out communication through this interface. OPC DA is an older protocol. The current one is the OPC UA protocol. Both will be explained in this lesson. When the OPC DA option is selected and the OK button is clicked, red squares are displayed first in the opening window. When any of these areas are clicked, a window opens to connect to the OPC server found on your computer. When the server is selected and connected, it is possible to access the tags inside the server. When you select these tags by holding down the Control key on the keyboard and click the OK button, the selected items become integrated into Wise SCADA. When Connect is clicked, it means you are connected to the OPC DA server and monitoring the data coming from it. Set operations can also be performed. When more data needs to be added, by using the New button again, you can access the tags within OPC and continue the addition process. Alternatively, by copying from a ready list, rapid definition can be achieved by changing the tag names. When OPC UA, which is more modern, is added instead of OPC DA, it is required to click on the first red square again and enter the URL information of the OPC address. If there is no special configuration, you can say connect directly after entering the URL. When connect is clicked, the OPC connection is established and the tags inside are listed. If desired, start can be issued from here. Values, status, and timestamps of the tags can be viewed. Likewise, when tags are selected from here and OK is clicked, these tags are imported into Wise SCADA. Connection is realized via the Connect button here. Data entry can also be done via the right column. When a new tag needs to be added, one must connect again via duct new. And the variables in the device must be selected from here. Different connection methods exist for the OPC UA protocol. When anonymous is selected, connection is established without username and password. When this option is changed, it is required to enter a username and password. Or encrypted communication can be provided. This definition must have been made in the OPC services. After the definition is made, when you select the same encryption method, you need to determine two more parameters. These are the certificate and password fields. You can create a new certificate using Wise SCADA. The system first asks us to determine a password. A new certificate can be created by determining a password in this way. This certificate file is located inside Project Creator. The Project Creator interface can be seen on the screen. The created certificate is inside the Files folder here. This certificate needs to be introduced to the OPC server. The server and Wise SCADA must use the same certificate. These are advanced communication techniques. These settings are often not needed. It can be used in the standard way. Finally, if the direct communication protocol exists within Wise SCADA. For example, if you are going to use Modbus or a different protocol, using Wise SCADA's own driver will be a much faster and CPU-friendly method. When third-party software like OPC server is added in between, performance may be negatively affected. In this lesson, we examined OPC server connection methods and configurations in detail. In our next lesson, We will continue to address other advanced features of Wise SCADA. Thank you for watching.